Happy Friday, my friends. Hope you guys' end to your week is great. I wanted to drop some information for all of you guys that have been, staying on top of the TCPA's one-to-one consent that was going into effect Monday, the 27th. Well, I'm here to announce that the government has postponed that for 1 year. So for 1 year, we don't have to deal with the one-to-one consent that was expected to go into effect. Also, there was a double victory because the Insurance Marketing Coalition, the group that, fought the FCC's one-to-one consent, they won their appeal. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens here over the course of the year. But you know what? Regardless if that one-to-one did not go into effect, for all of you guys that are on the phone, this is a lesson to make sure that you know everything about the TCPA, the DNC, because the part of that law was only one-to-one. Everything else is the same. And it's very important that you follow those guidelines. So with that said, again, I hope you guys had a great week in sales. For me, I'm all smiles, let me tell you. Monday, I kicked off my day, my week, with 2 policies, one for $151 and another for $70. And that set the pace for the rest of the week. As you can imagine, I've been busy. But, I've really made a commitment. One of my goals is to really produce personally for 2025. And I made that commitment because I really do feel that when you train others, leading from the front, showing agents how to do it in real time, it just helps with their learning curves, their confidence in the program. It just works. It's easy to tell somebody, hey, here's the script, here are the leads, a bunch of people are having success, go follow it and do what everybody else is doing. That's easy. But on the other hand, when you take that agent's hand, you invite them on the telephone, you show them firsthand exactly how to do it, that's a game changer. And it affected me many years ago when I started. My mentors would take the time and energy to show me how to do it right. And I've always done it myself. I've always led from the front. But, for 2025, it's a commitment I made for myself, and it's a goal that I have. So if you want to learn how to sell final expense over the phone, give me a call. I'll let you watch me Monday through Friday. This week, I recruited 2 people. I invited them. They got to see firsthand. Some of them got to see me make sales. Others got to see me get my teeth kicked in. But hey, it's sales. It's not perfect. Which brings me to this. I see a lot of agents fail. A lot of agents with a ton of talent. And yesterday, while I was talking to my partner, Jody, we were talking about some of our buyers that buy leads from us. And I was just asking for an update to see where they're at, if they're having progress. And he told me they weren't buying any more leads because they weren't converting. They weren't having success. And, to me, I totally understand if you're not having success, it's going to be hard for you to duplicate it. But what happens is most of the time, especially when you're new, you're expecting to see these magnificent results overnight, and you get disillusioned when the amount of money you thought you were going to make, you didn't. Because you're comparing yourself to somebody else at the company. And that's not fair to you. Because how can you compare yourself to me when, one, I have more time on the phones than you, my sales pipeline is bursting with leads, my skill set is better than yours. Geez, I've been doing it for over 10 years. It's hard, and you shouldn't do that. What you should do is commit yourself to working hard, showing up from Monday to Friday, making sure you're committed to knowing what your numbers are. Make sure you're committed to making the greatest presentation you can, but more importantly, making sure you know how to close deals. For every no you get, why? I want to think about it. Let me talk it over with my kids. It's too expensive. Eventually, these objections are just repetitive. You got to be committed to knowing how to handle each and every one, because eventually it gets old. If you can't pay your bills, if you can't duplicate the process, then you're not going to have long-term success. But the main problem that I see with agents really is that they're lazy and they're unorganized. I have helped agents that have had heavy accents. English was not their number one language. Having success. But guess what? They show up every day. They're committed to the program. They might not win as much as I do, but they're committed to getting better. 10 years ago, I remember I was working on the telephones, taking notes. Every note, every lead. I got documentation that goes back 10 years. I would keep track of every presentation, every inbound. And if you like to see, I have the documentation. I kept track over all these years. I would track how many inbounds a day I took. Did I make a sale? And if I didn't make a sale, I'd put the notes. What happened? And then after hours, I'm doing my self-studying, reading, bettering my skill. So when I come across that objection again, I knew how to handle it. It's just like working out when you're lifting weights. You're watching your food, you're watching your workouts, and everything is working together. So guys, if you feel that you are a hard worker, but you're struggling, give me an opportunity and I'll show you what I'm doing. If you're unorganized and you just need some assistance, call me and I'll show you exactly what I do every single day to stay organized, stay on top of my leads, and stay on top of my business. This is a beautiful industry. You can make a lot of money, but it's a nightmare for the person that's lazy, unorganized, and not committed to getting better. There's no such thing as a born salesman, a born closer. There's no such thing. You got to go out and train for that, learn and better yourself. So again, if you consider yourself to be a hard worker, you think you could outwork me, you need leads, you need the training, call me. I'll hook you up and I'll show you every step of the way how to do it. Peace.